You have like the perfect time to be after. So, for those of you who didn't know what song that was Mercy by Duffy.
Good song, good song.
And an explanation for that one. So I was like, okay, we're going to do this book recommendation, but what's going to be our song for each beginning? Because we noticed in other videos we start with the song. So I'm like, okay, so I type book into my iTunes, and I get Mercy by Duffy, along with the other songs. But like, Mercy, interesting. So like, okay, let's play that one. So yeah. So we're going to talk about books today.
Yeah, we are.
We decided to recommend some books to you guys because we both happen to like the same kind of books. It's really funny.
Oh my god, I just realized like 3 of them are like vampire books.
I know.
Oh my god.
We are, once we read Twilight, we got into vampire books. But, so yeah, I mean, you can also talk about the books, like if you guys read these and like them on the YouTube in the comments. So yeah, by the way, I'm Ruthie.
I'm Matea.
From Chem and Chaos.
Yes.
Okay, so, let's talk about Marked first, I guess.
Yes.
So this book, Marked, is called, it's a House of Night novel. It's, by PC Cast, and I think it's Kristen Cast. And it's about this girl where everyone knows, like in the world, everyone knows vampires exist, and these kids get marked by like a tracker.
Or sometimes they don't need a tracker, sometimes they just get marked like on their own.
Really?
Yeah, because like the tracker doesn't have to show up.
Well, tracker marked.
Well, the tracker marked her because she wasn't changing.
Zoe Redberg gets tracked. Gets marked. Sorry.
Sorry.
And so she ends up having to go to the House of Night, which is a school for vampires, where they learn about becoming vampires and
like all the powers that they get and how to like feed those powers.
Yeah, and so what's different about Zoe's mark is that it's filled in, which is really weird for what they call a fledgling or a third former for her. In her case, which is a freshman, and she's a freshman.
A freshman in high school.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
So yeah. So, it's kind of weird for her.
She also is, like, experiencing things that you wouldn't experience until you were, like, a 6th or 5th
Yeah, well, you'll read if you read the book,
like,
you'll...
Yeah, it all fills in.
But, there's also a love, kind of couple love stories in here, which are kind of, if you read it, you'll understand.
And you actually we both fell in love with, like, one of the characters.
Yeah. And there's, instead of, like, for the religion of vampires, they got this goddess named Nyx. I think it's like Nyx.
Yeah, that was Nyx.
Yeah, so it's a pretty good book. What else could I say about it? I mean, it's good. I like it.
Yeah.
That's kind of like Heidi Klum on the cover, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Her jawline?
Yeah.
Okay, I have to say that. Okay, go ahead. We'll talk about
the next one is Blues for Nightmares. Ruthie actually bought it.
And I got it for Christmas or something.
Yeah. Well, we were cleaning her room one day, and I saw it, and I asked her, like, can I read this? And she was like, sure.
Yeah, I've been meaning to read it, and I just have to read the books.
So, I read it, and I really liked it. It's about this girl who has nightmares, and she sees people dying. And, like, in her nightmares, it says, like, the time, the place, and she has to figure everything out. And,
she practices something called Wicca, which is, like, witches, I guess you could say. And she does spells and stuff.
And, this is a series. It's the first out of the 4.
Okay, so blue is for nightmares.
White is
for magic. White is for magic.
Yeah, silver is for
secrets.
And then red is for remembrance.
Which we're hoping she writes a 5th one, because that'd be awesome.
Yeah, because the way the red ends, it's, like, amazing.
Yeah, but you have to other color.
Yeah, if you read this, you seriously have got to tell us what you think.
Yeah, because we love these books.
We were, like, obsessed.
I'm in love with these books.
Like, this book, I started reading it, and it took me, like, 2 days.
I know,
it just kept me in it.
The last 2 books of the series, and seriously, the 4 days. I'm not like about but they're really good. So yeah, that's good. Any questions about these books,
just ask us. We'll tell you about it.
Okay, I guess you remember. This is another vampire book called Evernight. The sequel's coming out in March, called Stargazer, I think. And this one's about this girl who... I don't remember that. That's really like a book. I'm not going to tell you who the vampires are because it kind of gives it away, because I kind of like how I found out when I got pissed. Like, I didn't know they were the vampires. But it's good. It's about this kid Lucas and Bianca fall in love, and it's good. Read it, because we can't really give anything away.
Because like all vampire books and like most other books, if you say too much,
it gives too much away. But read it, it's good.
It is good.
Like when we said about Twilight, we're like, oh, hint, hint, Edward's a vampire. Well, hopefully you've already Twilight. Edward's a vampire.
It says on the back of the book anyway.
I mean, it does, but like I wish they didn't put the back of the book.
I know.
But yeah.
But okay, real quick, I know that a lot of people think like all these vampire books that are coming out after Twilight aren't that good. They're actually really good. You just have to like really like this genre.
Yeah, like people say, like I was talking to my friend and she's like, I just can't read other vampire books after Twilight. I'm like, well, if you like the vampire idea of vampires, it's really good to like to see in March, for example. Like they have a whole nother story about vampires in comparison to Twilight or Evernight or the next book we're going to talk about.
So, the next book is Blue Bloods. It's like the Gossip Girl version
of vampires.
It's
really good.
And it's like, they're in New York, and it's the first book out of three book series. The fourth one's coming out sometime soon. We don't know yet. But, it's really good because it's like, you get a taste of like, what New York's like, and then, you know, the whole thing about if vampires did live there. And there's a lot of things that really keep you in, and
it's a really weird storyline.
Yeah, really weird. And
I'm
like,
really interested to read the next book.
There's like a love triangle and like all this stuff, like things that can't happen but do, and it's complicated like when you first read it, or like when you first read the first few pages, but after a while, once you like know everyone and figure everything out, then it all comes into play.
Yeah, it's really good. The other ones in this series is Blue Bloods is the first one, and the next one is Masquerade, and then the third one is Revelations.
And then the next one is the Van Allen Legacy.
Yeah, that'll be
good. And then in Marked, there's other ones.
Oh yeah, in Marked,
there's Betrayed.
Marked, there's Betrayed, and then Chosen, and then Untamed.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was.
And then I think there's a fifth one coming out.
Yeah.
There might be.
Okay, so this next book, if you saw our movie recommendations for Rent, this is by the guy who plays Mark. He was also Mark in the original Broadway. In Rent. This book's called Without You. I don't have my cover. I have to find it. It's about basically
an autobiography.
Autobiography. He talks about mostly with his relationship with his mom. I think he's written another biography besides this one I heard. But
here, let me read something real quick.
Yeah, Matea's
it's a memoir of love, loss, and the musical Rent.
Yeah, it's really good. I like it.
I'm like halfway through
it. I've read this twice. And so I was really fun for my English project, just for English, you're supposed to read books that you never read before.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I read this a while ago, I didn't really remember much, so I'm like, I'm going to reread it and not tell him. He never might figure it out. It's really good.
And I'm going to do it for my English project.
Yeah. Anthony Rapp, he's gay, which is, I thought was a pretty cool aspect to read from his point of view for something. And there's some really intense scenes in here, which you haven't gotten into yet, so I'm not going to give them away, but there's some really intense things you would not, read in a normal
And if you
book.
see the movie and, like, you read, like, when he starts talking about, like, when he auditions and stuff, and you read the lyrics, you start singing the songs in your head like I did.
Yeah, you definitely want to see the movie first before you read Without You. So it's Without You by Anthony Rapp. So those are the books we suggest. I think those are basically...
For now.
I mean, you could also read books, we'll make new ones.
Yeah, because, like, there's books I read from the library that I just would need to check out.
Yeah, so we will make vlogs as we go. I think we're going to make some weird videos we might put up, depending on how they turn out.
We already made a couple of weird ones. Those might not go up. I don't know yet.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So just give us comments and stuff and all this stuff.
Oh, and if you have any, like, requests for, like, the song we should play, like, the next video or something.
For the vlog or something.
Or,
like, suggest songs.
Yeah, or, like, if you want to suggest us bands or, like, movies or something to talk about.
We'll actually make another one of some songs we want. Some songs.
So, yeah, so if you guys ever want to, like, request something, like, for us to talk about, like, if there's a movie you saw that you want us to talk about, or something.
We want to see the Jonas Brothers movie.
Yeah, and we want to see 17 again.
Yeah, 17 again. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait.
But we're going to listen to movies. So we will talk to you all later.
Yes.
About books.
Peace out!